Good evening. Welcome to South Asia Newsline. I'm Gitasha Sharma. Here are the top stories we are tracking for you on Thursday, the 30th of March. Indian Army Chief met with Nepal PM in Kathmandu, discussed military cooperation. People in Gilgit Baltistan forced to live in tents due to landslides. And now for all the details. In a historic step towards implementing a new consolidated indirect tax regime, the lower house of the parliament passed 4 bills. The bills relating to the implementation of the goods and services tax were passed in a marathon debate on Wednesday.
India's lower house of parliament or Lok Sabha passed all 4 bills of the goods and services tax or GST on Wednesday, paving the way for the government to launch the landmark tax reforms. This has cleared the decks for the July 1st rollout of GST that will subsume all federal and provincial taxes for a unified tax regime across the country. The House passed all 4 GST bills, including the Central GST Bill, the Integrated GST Bill, the GST Compensation to Provinces Bill, and the Union Territory GST Bill. Finance Minister Arun Jaitley said the GST Council would meet again on March 31st to frame rules governing the 5 bills.
We are virtually seeing history in the making because we are now going to be transforming into a new system of indirect taxation.
The 4 bills passed by the lower house would next be presented before the upper house of parliament.
Meanwhile, the people of illegally occupied territory of Gilgit Baltistan are the receiving end of the apathy of the federal government of Islamabad. Forced to live in makeshift tents due to landslides, shortage of supplies and harsh weather has made life miserable for the locals. A report.
An incident of landslide forced locals in a remote village in Gilgit Baltistan to shift to makeshift tent houses. The white tents are situated on an isolated and extremely cold, rough mountainous terrain. The people living in these tents were assured by the government that they would be rehabilitated soon. However, in the past 20 months, not a single person from the government has paid a visit.
अगर बस हुकूमत को बताया तो उसने बताया नहीं हम आप लोगों को बंदोबस्त करेंगे तो इधर लाया है उधर कुछ बंदोबस्त नहीं शुरू से मकसद एक बार राशन आ गया उसके बाद आया नहीं है तो इधर वाशरूम नहीं है और दूसरा किचन अभी बन रहा है यहाँ काफ़ी 20 महीना हो गया करीब है तो वो वाशरूम भी नहीं है किचन भी नहीं है बस तैयार हो गया तो फिर इधर आएंगे कि बोलते खर्चा नहीं है.
The children are the worst affected. Their studies have suffered a major setback and are frequently falling ill due to the harsh climatic conditions and poor living conditions.
हमारा तो तमन्ना तो बहुत सा होता है सुकून के लिए औलाद के साथ अभी औलाद के साथ बेसुकून होकर इधर यानी लोग कमरे में आराम नहीं आते इधर नीचे ठंड बहुत है और जब बच्चे आए हैं सब बीमार होकर गए हैं और उसके अस्पताल का कोई बंदोबस्त नहीं है.
Gilgit Baltistan was illegally acquired by Pakistan in 1947. Since then, people have been suffering the apathy of the federal government of Islamabad.
Moving on to news from Nepal, Indian Chief of Army General Bipin Rawat is on a 4-day visit to Kathmandu. He was conferred with the honorary general title of the Nepal Army by President Bidya Devi Bhandari on Wednesday. General Rawat visited Nepal Prime Minister Pushpa Kamal Dahal at his residence on Thursday. They spoke on the issue of military cooperation and bilateral relations. Prime Minister Dahal thanked the Indian Army for maintaining peace in the Himalayan country and hailed the relation between armies of the two countries. Earlier, Rawat discussed the various aspects of military ties with Nepal Defence Minister Balkrishna Khand. More on news from Nepal. Nepal Prime Minister Pushpa Kamal Dahal said he is confident that Madhesh-based parties will participate in the local polls. He reaffirmed that the elections would not be postponed at any cost.
Nepal Prime Minister Pushpa Kamal Dahal said that nothing can stop the local level elections slated for May 14th. Speaking to journalists at Tribhuvan International Airport upon his return from the week-long visit to China on Wednesday, Dahal said that his government will create a favourable environment for the local level elections. He also added that the demands put forth by the Madhesi Morcha would be addressed by the next parliamentary elections. The Prime Minister also insisted that he will speed up talks with the United Democratic Madhesi Front or UMDF.
मधेसी मोर्चासँग मेरो त कोसिस थियो म चीन भ्रमणमा जानुभन्दा अगाडि नै उहाँसँग एउटा राजनीतिक समझदारी होस् तर अब अन्तिम समयमा गएर त्यो तत्काल हुन सकेन र मैले त्यो कार्यदल जो बनेको छ त्यो कार्यदललाई के भनेर गएको थिएँ भने म फर्केर आउने बेलासम्म सबै चाहिँ डकुमेन्ट तयार गरिसक्नु होला आएपछि एकचोटि बैठक बसेर टुङ्ग्याइदिनु पर्छ मलाई के विश्वास छ भने उहाँहरु पनि निर्वाचनमा आउनुहुन्छ.
Prime Minister Dahal, who arrived in Nepal after a week-long visit to China, claimed that the northern neighbour also has shown its support and wished the participation of all parties in the polls.
News from Bangladesh. Rohingya children who faced violence in Myanmar are now attending Islamic classes with their parents in dusty huts in Bangladesh. The daily grind for Rohingya Muslims fighting for survival as refugees continues.
In a dusty hut in an unregistered refugee camp in Bangladesh's Cox's Bazar, young Rohingya children are reading Quran and learning Arabic. A madarsa or an Islamic school is one of the many ways Rohingya Muslims are able to continue daily life as ordinarily as possible after fleeing violence in Myanmar and setting up camp on Bangladesh's southeast coast. Some 75,000 people have fled to Bangladesh since last October when the Myanmar army launched its clearance operation after Rohingya insurgents attacked border guard posts in northwestern Rakhine province.
military दो तीन शासन मिलिट्री अच्छे आया रहा है आरा ताना शक्का दे तोरा बेड़ान वाजे दो बेड़ान तोर बेड़ान दूरी इधर उड़ देखी दूर बेड़ान दाई हेड आर को गुरा हुआ ची आष्टा बस जम उड़ता फुआ ये दाई गुली मारा मादे फुआ गाम में गुली भरी
According to a UN report issued last month, Myanmar's security forces have committed mass killings and gang rapes of Rohingya refugees in a campaign that very likely amounts to crimes against humanity and possibly ethnic cleansing. Meanwhile, more stories of violence faced back in Myanmar at the hands of the military continue to emerge as the flow of refugees coming into the country goes unabated. Rohingya Muslims have been fleeing northwestern Myanmar, where they are denied citizenship since the early 1990s. There are now at least 3 lakh who have crossed into Bangladesh, according to the Red Cross.
Moving on, the grand finale of an event, Mrs. India, was organized in India's entertainment capital, Mumbai City. The event is aimed at promoting women empowerment by encouraging married women from small towns to participate in fashion shows, thereby giving them a platform to prepare for international pageants. Well, that's the way to us in South Asia this evening. Before we conclude, the top stories once again. Indian Army Chief met with Nepal PM in Kathmandu, discussed military cooperation. People in Gilgit Baltistan forced to live in tents due to landslides. Now our viewers can watch the show on SouthAsiaNewsline.com. You can also visit us on Facebook.com/SAsiaNewsline and follow us on Twitter @SAsiaNewsline. That's all in tonight's edition. We'll see you same time tomorrow. Good night.